Okay, imagine a place on Earth that's warming up. Not twice, not 3 times, but literally 6 times faster than the global average. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that is the reality right now in Svalbard. It's this incredibly remote archipelago tucked way up in the Arctic Ocean, pretty much right between mainland Norway and the North Pole. Let's dive right into this explainer because what's happening on these icy shores, it isn't just some local problem. It is a massive, profound bellwether for the entire planet.
Today, we're tracing Svalbard's unbelievable evolution. It's just absolutely fascinating how this extreme landscape, literally at the edge of the world, transformed from a frozen, isolated coal mining outpost into a bustling modern society, and, maybe more importantly, into a crucial global sanctuary for humanity's future. It's a story of survival, rapid adaptation, and, well, a very uncertain climate future.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with governing the far north, then look at the shift from coal mines to family homes. After that, we'll hit climate change ground zero, explore the global seed vault, and wrap up with Svalbard's global importance.
All right, Section 1, Governing the Far North, a geopolitical quirk.
To really wrap your head around Svalbard, you've got to understand its absolutely unique geopolitical status. For centuries, this icy wilderness was considered terra nullius, which is basically a fancy way of saying it was a frozen free-for-all for whalers and trappers. Nobody owned it. But then the Svalbard Treaty of 1920 came along and struck this fascinating, delicate balance. It granted Norway absolute sovereignty, but, and here's the catch, it gave citizens and companies from all signatory nations, which is up to 45 countries now, completely equal rights to live and work there under Norwegian law. It's a massive geopolitical quirk. It actually allows countries like Russia to maintain a presence and operate a whole mining town, like Barentsburg, right alongside Norwegian settlements.
So because of this unique setup, local governance is kind of split in two. On one hand, you have the Sysselmester. That's the state-appointed governor and police chief who enforces Norwegian environmental and civil law across the whole archipelago. But then, on the other hand, you have the Longyearbyen Lokalstyre. That's an elected local council handling your everyday municipal stuff, schools, infrastructure, social services. It's this really seamless blend of strict national oversight and vibrant local democracy, right up there in the high north.
Moving on to Section 2, Coal Mines to Family Homes, a societal evolution.
The human footprint here has totally transformed over the last century. Starting back with that 1920 treaty, the focus was heavily on regulated coal mining. And even after World War II completely destroyed the main mining towns, they pushed through a massive rebuild of that heavy industry. But jump forward to the 21st century, and the pivot is just dramatic. The global seed vault opens in 2008, which really signaled a turn toward global research and preservation. And remarkably, in 2025, Groove 7, the very last Norwegian coal mine, officially closed its doors. That literally ended the era of Norwegian coal extraction on the archipelago once and for all.
Historically, these places were harsh, isolated company towns. We're talking heavily male-dominated and solely focused on ripping coal out of the frozen earth. But today, it's a completely different vibe. Longyearbyen has blossomed into a modern, family-oriented society. It's got schools, cultural activities, and a booming economy that's centered around international research, higher education at places like UNIS, and, of course, a rapidly growing tourism sector. It went from a gritty mining camp to a real, thriving community.
And you know what's truly wild? It's how incredibly cosmopolitan this remote outpost has become. Out of about 2,500 residents across Longyearbyen and the research town of Ny-Ålesund, a massive 37% are international. Think about that for a second. This tiny, freezing community right near the North Pole is now home to people from over 50 different countries across Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Americas. It's a true global melting pot in the ice.
That brings us to Section 3, Climate Change Ground Zero, heating up fast.
But this vibrant, modernizing community is facing a serious existential threat. It's acting as a terrifying early warning system for the rest of the globe. And it comes down to one number, 11. By early 2020, Longyearbyen had experienced 111 consecutive months where the average temperatures were above the historical normal. Actually, let that sink in. That is nearly a decade straight of abnormal warmth. We're seeing record-breaking summer temperatures regularly crossing a staggering 20 degrees Celsius up in the high Arctic. No way that's normal.
And look, these aren't just abstract numbers on a chart somewhere. The physical landscape is fundamentally rewriting itself right before their eyes. Thawing permafrost is literally ripping the town's foundations apart. You've got shorter snow seasons and terrifyingly increased avalanche risks that have actually forced the permanent relocation and demolition of family homes right in Longyearbyen. Add in record-low sea ice in the fjords and massive glacial melt, and the actual geography itself is destabilizing.
Which leads into Section 4, the Global Seed Vault, safeguarding the future.
Now, there is a profound, almost painful irony here. As Svalbard's local climate is rapidly destabilizing, it was chosen as the exact place to safeguard the globe's agricultural future from those very same environmental threats. Carved deep into the permafrost of a mountain near Longyearbyen, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault offers free, safe, and long-term storage of seed duplicates from gene banks all over the world. It's the ultimate insurance policy, a massive joint effort to ensure the world's future food supply against natural disasters, war, and, climate change.
The sheer scale of this operation is absolutely breathtaking. Hidden inside the ice are nearly 1.4 million individual seed samples, and that represents over 6,500 different plant species from 132 different global institutions. To put that into perspective, it is quite literally the largest collection of agricultural biodiversity on the planet, just safely tucked away in the Arctic dark.
And the thing to remember is the vault isn't just some static museum gathering dust. It is a highly active, ongoing global project. Just recently, in 2025, iconic plants from countries like Korea, the Netherlands, and Benin were deposited, and entirely new crops were added in 2026. Vault operators actually describe every single opening as this beautiful celebration of agricultural diversity. Though, of course, it's deeply shadowed by the absolute urgency of our changing climate.
Finally, Section 5, Svalbard's global importance, a microcosm of change.
So, what does this all mean for us? Why does this remote, icy archipelago matter to someone sitting thousands of miles away watching this explainer? Well, because Svalbard perfectly encapsulates the absolute most pressing narratives of our time. Its societal evolution represents the difficult, but totally necessary, global transition away from fossil fuels like coal and toward greener energy, research, and sustainability. Its rapidly melting glaciers and thawing permafrost act as our planet's most visible early warning system. And through the Global Seed Vault, it literally serves as the physical backup for humanity's future food supply.
Think about this. Svalbard was specifically chosen to house our seeds because of its historically stable, freezing permafrost. But with that very permafrost thawing 6 times faster than the rest of the world, we're left with a really critical question. Are we acting fast enough to protect the frozen vault that protects humanity's future? It's a complex, super urgent issue, and I really hope this explainer helped you grasp exactly what's at stake at the edge of the world. Thanks for hanging out with us, keep learning, and as always, stay curious.